What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're looking at the top 5 YouTubers that got evicted from their house or apartment. Just a quick mention, I've been kind of sick for a little while now, so if I sound horrible, I'm super sorry. I just really didn't want to miss an upload for you guys, so once again, super sorry. Anyways, if you haven't been keeping up, it's become kind of like a trend for YouTubers to be so loud and do so many dumb things for views that their landlords are getting sick of it and kicking them out, and today we're counting down the most popular. With that said, let's see if we could smash 5,000 likes on this video, but anyways, let's get right into it. Number 5, Phase Censor. Now there are a lot of bad ways to kick off a year, but starting 2017 by finding out you're being kicked out of your apartment might be one of the worst ones I could think of. With that said, that's exactly what happened to Phase Censor, and the reason why is one you could probably relate to. So basically, even though he was almost never home, one of his neighbors kept complaining that he was just too loud, like when he was playing music, sure, but also when he was just vacuuming or walking around his room. It sounds crazy, but he apologized anyway and stopped playing music until New Year's when he wanted to throw a party. I know that seems totally reasonable, but it turned out that same neighbor was apparently texting their landlord for hours about the noise and literally told them to kick him out. That's when he got a text the following morning saying he had 60 days to find a new home, but the good news is the landlord said he could stay later on, and he only sent the text because the neighbor had stressed him out. In the end though, Censor decided to find a new place anyway, probably somewhere where he could walk across the room without being yelled at. I mean, come on, I could understand if it was non-stop constant noise, but you really can't help walking or vacuuming.
Talk soon. For me, I got a text message at 1 a.m. on New Year's saying you're getting evicted from your house and you have 60 days to leave the premises. And that was a huge shock. I had no idea that was coming. I never got a warning. Nobody said anything. I just straight up got a text message saying, you got to get out of there. You got 60 days. We're going to start following the procedure. We're going to call a lawyer and you got to go. And it hit me by surprise. I've been living here for 4 months now. I spent a lot of time and effort moving everything into this place. I had a lot of help from a lot of people, getting myself situated into here, moving out for the first time in my life. I see it coming. But basically the reason why I'm getting kicked out is because I had a party last night for New Year's, and I guess they said that the music was too loud and people were complaining. So without a warning, they just said, hey, we got too many calls saying that your music is too loud, so we're gonna kick you out of here, and that's it. I can count the times that I played music on one hand in my apartment. I played music once when I was decorating with my girlfriend, in the late November, very early December. I don't remember what it was, but we lost track of time. We were decorating for 5 hours, and then we had music playing and I was vacuuming, so the woman started complaining to me. She knocked on my doorbell. She rang my doorbell 20 times, so I go outside. She said, you gotta lower the music, you gotta turn it off. She had work in the morning. I felt really...
Number 4, Logan Paul. Okay, so I know you're supposed to feel bad for people when they get evicted, but the truth is that Logan Paul was bound to get kicked out eventually. Don't believe me? Well, he keeps uploading videos where he smashes plates all over his apartment, and I guess his landlords must have seen them because he sent him a letter giving him 60 days to leave. The funny thing is he totally didn't learn his lesson because the first thing he did when he found out was, you guessed it, smash more plates. Anyway, he decided he had to find a new place to live, so after going around to his friend's house and being turned down, he went to the only person he thought he could trust, his brother. That's right, he was planning on living with Jake Paul even though he's pretty close to being kicked out himself, but that didn't go as planned either. His brother straight up told him that he couldn't stay and kicked him out, so right now he has no idea where he's gonna live, and to be honest, we don't either.
You like living here, Maverick? Well, that's too bad, because we just got kicked out. Lydia, fetch me a plate! Give me a plate! Way too long. You are hereby notified that pursuant to California Civil Code Section 1946, the tenancy from month to month under which you hold the possession of hereinafter described premises is terminated 60 days after the service on you of this notice.
60 days?
You are hereby required to quit and deliver up the possession of the hereinafter described premises to the landlord agent who is authorized to receive the possession of the same landlord.
Logan, that's 2 months.
Dude, guys, we have to... Bro, what does Evan think of this? Evan! Nice shirt! We got evicted, bro! We got evicted! Why don't you have any opinions on this? Come on, bro! Bro, this is bad. What are we gonna do? We're homeless.
Number 3, Pewdiepie. So landlords pretty much always need a reason for kicking someone out, they can't just do it because they feel like it, but this guy just seems like a completely unreasonable person. Pewdiepie's office is completely soundproofed and that's where he normally films, but sometimes if he's filming collabs, he'll use the living room where there's more space. Now you're probably thinking that his videos are pretty loud, and you're totally right, but the thing is that he made sure he was never filming for more than an hour, plus he was filming in the middle of the day. That all sounds fine, right? Well, actually not so much, because one day a super angry dude showed up at his door and yelled at him to be quiet, as well as using some pretty inappropriate language. Now they thought it was just some angry neighbor, but nope, it turns out it was their landlord, and they got an eviction notice the next day to prove it. Honestly though, the funniest thing about this story is the landlord did send them a noise complaint, but he sent it the day they'd already been kicked out, so it really didn't do much.
I'm getting kicked out. Then we get a letter. See, it gets my tears on it even. So sad. And it says, you're required to leave below address after the 29th of June, 2016. Basically the day after we have ever gotten a noise complaint, ever. It's fucking bullshit, alright? We spent so much time. Now we gotta move because of some homophobe. Which is pretty much it, you know? If we ever got a complaint saying, hey, you're being too loud, can you try and be more quiet? We would not shoot in that room anymore. And then we get one complaint and we get kicked out. It's fucking bullshit. Plus, if you're gonna be a landlord in Brighton, the gay capital of UK, maybe try not be a fucking prejudiced piece of shit.
Number 2, Tana Mojo. Now I know all the stories on this list are pretty unfair, but this one is seriously extreme. Like Tana probably should have called her video The Landlord from Hell. I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of red flags in her story that should have been noticed, but I don't think she deserved all the craziness that happened to her. Basically, Tana Mojo's lease was up and she was looking for a new place, and she found a huge gorgeous house on Craigslist for way cheaper than she expected. Now things were kind of weird, like the landlord said the last renters moved out because of lightning damage even though they lived in Las Vegas, and he said to keep the bills in his name, but obviously she loved the house so much she didn't care. Like everything was cool and she paid 3 months rent up front, but then the landlord changed the rent due date without telling her and started sending her eviction notices. Crazy, right? But the worst part is whenever she called him up, he told her it was all a big misunderstanding until one day he said he wanted his house back and that police would be there in an hour to kick them out. So yeah, I think the wise lesson here is get a solid contract and really test your landlord before you move in.
Is now the night before, the day before I leave for Australia. So I get home to all of my friends sitting around my kitchen island with a notice in their hands. And so I walk up to them and I'm like, guys, what's wrong? And basically it's a piece of paper that in super fucking what the fuck, I dropped out of high school and don't understand this, unnecessary, big worded lawyer terms says 24 hours to exit the premises. You've been evicted. This is the point where I lost my mind. Like this. So it was like 8:10 in the morning and he texts me and he says, I'm so sorry, I should have told you sooner. I just really want my house back. The constable will be there to lock your doors at 9. So then I look up what that means, what a constable is, what all that kind of stuff is. And basically a constable is a person that deals with severe evictions where people won't get out of their house and they come in. They're also like a police officer, and like if you don't leave your house willingly, they make you leave, and then they drill giant locks on all of your doors and windows so that you can't get in your house. I basically
Number 1. Okay, so sometimes with stories like this, it's not even the landlord being out of line, it's just a neighbor deciding to make someone's life miserable, and that just sucks. So I'll go ahead now and give you the quick version of the story. Basically, Pretty Boy Fredo was in the elevator with his dog, and when he saw another couple, he asked if they could wait for the next one, because he didn't want the dog to jump at them or lick at them. Now that's totally reasonable, especially since the couple had tons of stuff in their hands that the dog could knock over, but obviously the guy didn't think so. Apparently that's when he started throwing out super racist language and yelling, and he only calmed down when Fredo started filming. Then Fredo told the building manager what was going on, but the next day they got a note giving them 20 days to get rid of the dog, otherwise they had to leave too. Basically, the couple complained about the dog and called it super aggressive, so even though the management knew about him, he had to go. And obviously Fredo wasn't just gonna get rid of his pet, so he only had 2 weeks to find a new place, but the good news is he managed it. Like him and his pregnant girlfriend managed to settle down in a brand new house, and best of all, they won't get yelled at just for using an elevator.
Nothing has changed. So yes, we still have 2 weeks.
They like came to our door and they gave us this like little notice. You can read it.
Command is hereby made that you remedy the non-compliance within 14 days from the receipt of this notice, or your right of occupancy shall be deemed terminated and you shall vacate the premises upon such termination.
So you get it, guys. There's either saying we either have to get rid of the dog or we leave in 14 days. Like I said, we went down to management office and we had a conversation. She just pretty much said that she was new. She's only been here for a few weeks, and that AJ, which was 7 months ago, you know, had nothing to do with underneath her management. And
there's our video on the top 5 YouTubers who got evicted. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe so you see whenever I upload a video. Also, if you have your own top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to use our extremely handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.